this video today, kind of. I talked about the system I was bringing home from my mom's and a game. I'm gonna just consider that a pickup vid. But I also got one of the Transformers figures from Walmart. The studio. This one's a studio series from the '86 movie. So I grabbed that. But anyway, first thing I'm gonna show is the game that I'll be taking home. It's a Trauma Center Second Opinion. I had Trauma Center under the knife on the DS back in the day. Really cool game, worked well with the stylus. I did have this one at some point for the Wii and did play a little bit of it. It's still cool with the Wii remote, but I think with the stylus it was better. But it was still fun. They did make another one on here. I think it was called New Blood or something with blood in it. It's got old stuff. I'm probably gonna take the Twilight Princess strategy guide. I should be able to fit it. The system I'm taking home does fit in my one bag, which is good. The Transformers I was going to consider bringing back because I have the other 3 here as well, because I've purchased all these now, these 4 from that Walmart, but they're not going to fit. So when we do come down together, we'll end up driving because it's about a 9.5 hour drive. So my mom has a lot of stuff. I was like looking at some of her stuff, and my stepdad had a bunch of tools. I'm like, do we care if we, next time we come down, we have the car, we take some of these tools. She's like, yeah, go ahead, because we need some tools, and he had a ton. We have tools, but they're kind of shitty. And they got a ton of stuff in that garage, and I was like, look, and I'm like, what's that? She's like, oh, whatever you want to take. I was like, okay then. But anyway. I don't know if this is straight up a remake or a port of the DS game or not. Some of these characters look familiar, or it's just a sequel and they're the same characters. I'll do the Transformers pickup. It's Gnaw from the Transformers movies and the movie in '86. So he turns into like the shark. They might have called them the Sharktacons. No, did they? I don't know. But I guess they gave one a name, because there was a ton of them. He was always a pretty cool figure. This was $20. I guess it was on clearance from $25. This is an older one too, because this one was, when I got those other figures in 22, this one was in there, I believe. So yeah, it is the Sharktacons. Gnaw and the Sharktacons lurk beneath the Quintesson courtroom. Yeah, that's what happens. They throw the people in those Quintessons where the head turns and they have different faces or whatever. They throw people in the pit, and the Sharktacons down there, and I think the Dinobots and stuff end up down there, and they start roughing stuff up, and the Sharktacons eventually end up attacking the Quintessons, I think. Because Grimlock's like, you attack him or something, and they're like, ah. Because they just start like rampaging the Sharktacons. The Dinobots are like destroying them. But cool, this is a smaller one. Two of the other ones I have are also from the movie. The Sweeps. Just Decepticon Sweep. And Perceptor, it's funny, oddly enough, I have the Kickback, the Legacy one. He's one of the Insecticons. But it's the Insecticons that, well, there's always a debate of who became Cyclonus, I think it was, in the movie. When the characters get reformatted, like Megatron becomes Galvatron. It's Megatron, the Insecticons, Thundercracker, and Skywarp, I believe. Some people think that, well, they think that Thundercracker became Scourge, and then it was either Skywarp or Bombshell became Cyclonus. But a lot of people just say the sweeps were the Decepticons, the Insecticons, or whatever. I'm trying to forget. And there was also Cyclonus in his Armada, so I guess something could have come in the Armada. But the Insecticons do. The sweeps, I think, have cloning abilities like the Insecticons did. I was always even pissed back then that the Insecticons kind of bit it. Even though they popped up briefly in Season 3, which is a continuation of the movie, but I always liked their characters as Bombshell, Kickback, and Shrapnel. They had like a bunch of cool powers. They were like a rogue faction. Like they worked with the Decepticons, but they were always turning this, they were always fucking them over as well. But definitely a cool one to have, Cool looking figure. I did not have this one when I was growing up. The other three I did have: Perceptor, Sweep, and the Sweeps. And Kickback I did. I don't know if I had all three of the Insecticons. I definitely had Kickback. I think he was the most common. He's like the grasshopper. I might add Bombshell too. I must have did a pickup on it. And was that 2017? When I got those Transformers at the garage sale with the little muscle figures and the He-Man stuff. I regret that one too. That stuff was so friggin'. I think I spent $7 and I got a shit ton of stuff that made great profit. And the guy had more toys there, but I was like, oh, I don't want to spend all my money now just in case there's more garage sales. I'm an idiot. I should have just been like, give me this, give me that. That was stupid. But anyway, no, Sharkticons. Transformers the movie, hell of a movie as well. That's now everybody knows if you grew up, if you're around my age, a bit older, a bit younger. That's the movie where like the original toy line gets wiped out in like the first 15 minutes. Like almost all the Autobots do, including Optimus Prime. And then the Decepticon characters don't get killed, they get reformatted. They're all like busted up. That's when they get dumped out of Astro Trains. And then Starscream gets obliterated by Galvatron as well. But his ghost popped up in Season 3. He's such a great character, I'll like get him back in here for a couple of episodes. Anyway, and yeah, the system, I mentioned it already. It is the 360. I don't know what they called this one. Didn't they call the black version of the original model, like that white one I had gotten? Didn't they call that one the Elite one? This is like the Slim or something. This is only a 4 gig. Yeah, they had the box still. It was a Kinect one. It was bundled with Kinect. I couldn't find Kinect Adventures, but the Kinect was not even taken out of the box. It was still in, like the box for this thing was there. I'm like, I'm not taking Kinect now. I don't want to have more space to take. Philip. But it works. The controller works. It was a little grind up because it was batteries in there, so the freaking ass and stuff came out. So I had to really kind of get in there and clean the connectors or whatever you call them. But it does work. I was playing. I saw my stepdad's Scream Name thing. He had a couple of games on the system. Hexic HD. Trials HD. There was something else. Risk. And there might have been one other. But I'm kind of, maybe tomorrow or Saturday, go by the flea market. And I can go by GameStop because the mall's across the way. And try to pick up some 360 games. GameStop might have a few. The flea market actually probably be a better place to get some 360 games because if you go to any kind of flea market, there's usually 360 games floating around. They're extremely common. really cool to have. This works perfectly. I hooked it up in here. I didn't take the HDMI cable because I have enough at home, but the whatever the component cable was in here, or the AV cable, whatever. And this TV I have over here has that. It's an old flat screen. It's not an HD TV, but it works fine. Like I said, I was playing some of the Hexic briefly, but it's in great shape. I don't know. I completely forgot she had this. Would not have bought that thing. I'll be able to play some of those games like a Wheelman or a Test Drive. I don't think it's backwards compatible. The Bond games I can look into getting now. I don't have to worry about trying to fiddle with that other 360 and whatever and being annoyed by it. I mean, it just sucks that I spent the money. So essentially, I'll say this cost me about $50. Because then I bought the other power cable because the other one wasn't the right one that I originally had. I might end up selling both those power cables then. You know, I had the one and then I got the other one. They won't make much money because they're heavy and they're gonna cost a bunch of shit. But you know what? If I can pull like $8-9 for the things, who cares? Man. I don't think. Unfortunately, I don't think. This one doesn't have a slot for the memory card, because I do have a memory card for the 360. This doesn't have a slot for it. I don't think it does, at least unless it's hidden somewhere, which is possible. This thing has a bunch of USB ports, which is nuts. Just says like, oh, it's Xbox 360S. There you go. It says it on the back. Xbox 360S. I have the Xbox One S as well. But it's cool to have this. It opens up. Because as crazy as it sounds, like the 360, you can find some expensive games for the 360. I'm talking like 50 plus, but you can find a lot of games for the 360 that are under 10. The Gears of War games, the Halos that were on there, the Fables are dirt cheap. Those Bond games are actually like $20-$25. Condemned 2 I can get now because Condemned 2 isn't backwards compatible, and that's not an expensive game. Like I said, Wheelman, I could play. That was not backwards compatible, I'm pretty sure. I think there's a couple others that weren't either that I owned. I know Test Drive isn't, but I think there was one or two more that weren't. I'll have to look. But, yeah, we'll see how that pans out. Opens up some more games that aren't expensive. Because, like I said, you can go nuts with the 360. Like, if you're collecting for a system, or if you like games and you're not overly into games, but you're like, I want to play some shit, you know. The 360, the system will cost you a little, especially if you want to get one that actually works. Like this, I don't know how much it would cost online, but I'm not gonna look. You're probably gonna spend like $80-$90 maybe to get a good one with everything included, but which isn't overly expensive either. But if you want to go nuts with the games, you can go nuts. Like, you know, even the stuff like Dark Void and I think that's actually backwards compatible. And the other game I'm thinking of is too. It was like a what was the name of it? I'm pretty sure it wasn't Dark Void. I had it. It was actually one of those kind of, I guess, kind of hidden gem. It wasn't a fantastic game, but it was solid. It was almost like the Rocketeer. What the hell was the name of that game? Right now I gotta look it up. As this video goes, a few more minutes. Let's see. I played this game. Dark Void I played a little pretty sure it wasn't Dark Void. Was it Dark Void? I'll know because I'll know the cover of it. It's literally like the Rocketeers. Kind of a cool game though. Like a rocket bag, dude. Dark Void was something else though, I think. Oh, it was. Okay, it was Dark Void. What's the other game I'm thinking of? $10 right there. That's the first one though. I think that's actually backwards compatible. You have like a jetpack thing, and there's like aliens involved, like bouncing off of things, grabbing stuff, I think popping out of cover. What was the other fucking game? I remember the cover of this game too, but it wasn't Dark Void. What was it? Singularity, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, that's just a console pickup here of the old 360, Xbox 360S. Pickup, acquirement. Trauma Center